5 minutes till we're live.
Hi, my name's Steve, and because I knew how to do CPR when I was at Parkrun, I was able to help restart a heart, and through what you're about to learn, you too could save a life.
My name's Ben, I'm one of the paramedics here at Air Ambulance Charity Kent, Surrey, Sussex.
I'm Ruth, I'm one of the doctors here at the charity.
Thank you so much for joining us for our final session of the day to mark Restart Heart Day. This is the 8th session that we've done today, teaching both adults, children and everyone in between CPR. We've taught nearly 15,000 people, Ruth,
Awesome.
to be lifesavers in the South East. So thank you for joining us for our last little session of the day. We're going to show each and every single one of you how to save a life. So we can see a couple of you already with cameras on. If you're happy to put them on, it's great to see you. It's great to see you doing the CPR and interacting with you. If you don't want to put them on, we more than understand, but it's great to see the faces out there, isn't it?
Perfect, yeah. I like to see it with your cuddly toys, your dinosaurs or your teddies, whatever you've got. Okay, so you might only use these skills that we're going to teach you once, but you need to be ready for that one moment that you might be able to save someone's life.
And we know we've got both adults and children on this session.
Okay.
We've got parents, we've got children, we've got some adults that have joined us, but we know that children are often some of the calmest that we've seen, haven't we?
So much calmer.
And they've just embraced what we've taught, haven't they? So if there's some children there, we want you to show your adults how it's done. And if we've got any adults on the call, we want you to embrace your inner child. If you've got a teddy and you're an adult, you'll get extra kudos from us. We'll be looking out for you on screen.
Okay, so we can't hear you guys through this session, but if you've got any questions, want to give any comments, then just type them in the chat and we'll get through them as we go.
Perfect. So Ruth, big day today. We've taught nearly 15,000 people. We've streamed into multiple primary schools across the South East. Why is this so important? Why are we doing this?
That's such a good question, Ben. And this is so important. But guys at home, you have a little think. Why do you think this is important? What do you think we're trying to achieve by doing CPR? And what do we want to do before those ambulance crew arrive?
So stick it all in the chat below, yeah?
Yeah.
And
Get typing.
Yeah, whilst you're typing, I guess we can get stretching, because 8th session of the day, my knees are sore, my legs are cramping. Yeah, let's get ready to do some CPR. Got to warm up the legs.
Yeah, good stretch there, good.
Yeah.
Right, we've got things coming through. Brilliant, guys. Yeah, help save a life. Exactly. That's what we're all here to do.
Yeah, so straight to the point, so that people don't die and to save people. We know that actually what we're trying to do is we're trying to get people to compress the chest and beat the heart, aren't we, until our helicopter or the ambulance service arrive.
Yeah, exactly. So people have more chance of surviving. Exactly. That's spot on. And this is one of the most important things you can do to try and help someone survive when their heart stops.
Yeah. And we were talking actually, weren't we, with one of our other groups earlier who asked a similar question, and we said, there's a 10% fall in survival for every minute that CPR is delayed.
Every 1 minute, that's
1
crazy.
minute. So we know that actually these people, these mini lifesavers that we're creating, when they act, that's absolutely key for us.
So critical.
And yeah, that person's absolutely nailed it, haven't they, with the end? Pump the blood around the body. That's exactly what we want to do. Buy us some time until we can get there and hopefully deliver that next level of care.
Okay. Right. So hopefully you're all sitting in front of your screens, you've got your teddies, your pillows, whatever you're going to use, so that we can crack on and get doing some CPR.
Perfect. And are we ready, Ruth?
Not quite yet.
No, we're missing something, aren't we?
Yeah. Cool.
And shall we see if they're ready at home?
Yeah, are they ready?
I can see a couple of teddies. Are you all ready to become lifesavers?
Have we got some thumbs up?
And we've got some thumbs up, but we haven't got a lot of noise, have we?
No, I can't hear anything.
It's the end of the day. It's because they're getting ready for bed.
Yeah, it's been a long
Go on, we'll hear it once more. Are you all ready to become lifesavers?
Yeah.
Yes. And we've got a dinosaur. We've got the dinosaur of the session already.
Perfect.
Perfect. Well, shall we go to our video, which contains a little bit of information about our charity, and when you rejoin us, we'll show you the next steps.
We're your local air ambulance charity. We hope you never need us, but every year thousands of people do. And if you do, we'll be there to fight for your life.
Our helicopters are flying emergency rooms. When there is a life or death call, we bring specialized doctors, paramedics and treatment to the scene fast. And we don't stop, 24/7, 365 days a year.
Last year, our crews responded to 9 incidents every day. That's over 3,000 incidents.
It costs $45,000 a day to run our life-saving service, making sure our team get to where they are urgently needed.
Without you, we can't keep flying. Without you, we can't save lives.
Right guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. So let's get straight to doing some CPR.
Well, Reef, we need to hang on. There's a couple of bits that we need to do before, and the first thing is actually checking for danger.
Really important. Well done, Ben. Thank you.
So if you find someone that's unresponsive, the first thing you must do is check it's safe. And obviously that's easy for us. You know, we're experienced paramedics and doctors. You know, we're used to spotting dangers. We never miss a danger. But for the children and the adults out there, they might not have seen all these dangers before. So again, in the chat, can we just see a couple of what you think might be a danger to you when you're managing someone who's collapsed in front of you or before you do CPR? It's easy stuff for us. It's not for everyone.
It's not.
No. We've got a couple of things coming through. So someone's, water. We've had that quite a lot today, haven't we?
So you might be by a pond or by a swimming pool.
Yeah, the sea,
Don't want to
the
fall
river.
in.
Yeah, definitely. And at the other extreme, fire. Very much so. You know,
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Electric cables. Yep. Really risky trip hazard there. Yep.
and making sure it's off as well. You know, could
point.
be a second person. Could be. Broken glass. Definitely. You know, that person's fallen on something, fallen through a window. We see that in our practice.
I don't want to be kneeling on glass.
No, you could cut yourself. Well, there's quite a few coming
Some
through.
really good ones coming through. Yeah.
What else? We've got vehicles. So we do a lot of jobs around vehicles, don't we? We see a lot of people who are poorly around vehicles, and you've got to be careful around them.
I don't want to become a casualty myself.
No, definitely not. Electricity we've talked about, and the roads again. Yeah, you know, we think about it in a house, but actually it might be beside the road.
And we might need to move them to get them away from that danger. Off the road.
All dangers that we are well used to spotting.
Yeah.
Generally, we don't miss.
Yeah, and I never miss a danger.
No, you know, snake. Let me get rid of that straight away. Again, not miss.
Didn't miss it.
Danger.
Perfect. Right. So next, we need to recognise when we're going to do CPR. So when do we need to do that?
We do. So we've checked for danger. We then need to recognise what's going on. So we're going to roll our person onto their back, okay, so that we can see what's going on, and we're going to shake their shoulders. And we're going to shout loudly, "Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?" Now, hopefully, they respond to us. But if they don't, you then need to get some help. You need to call 999. You may need to start CPR.
There's other things that we can look for as well, aren't there? Like if they're unconscious, they're not responding to us, but they're breathing abnormally. So them breathing might be noisy, it might not be there. There might be really big gaps between their doing their breaths. So there are other things we need to look for to make us think we need to start doing CPR.
Yeah, and that's a really good point, Ruth, isn't it? People might be breathing occasionally or abnormally, but we still do our CPR, don't we?
Yeah.
Perfect. And who's the best person to speak to about calling 999 and giving us some advice?
I know the perfect lady.
Tell me.
Lauren.
Let's go to Lauren.
Hi, my name's Lauren. I am one of the dispatchers for the charity. My job is to take a look at all the calls coming in across Kent, Surrey and Sussex and see which one requires an air ambulance response. So one of the things, if you do need to call 999, is to consider if there is a landline available. If there is a landline, it is best that you do call on this, as there will definitely be signal. Obviously mobile phones may have some signal issues and we may not be able to pick up your location as easily. So what I want you to do is shout out to your teacher what you think the first question that you will be asked when you call 999. So the first question is going to be, is the patient breathing? And then following that, you will be asked whether the patient is awake or conscious, which you will know because you will have already had a look and you've already learned about recognition. So if you don't know your address, who do you think you could ask? So you might want to consider going and knocking for one of your neighbours. Your neighbours may already know your address and they may also be able to help you with the person who needs help. Now when you're on the phone to the call handler at 999, They will give you the instructions to perform the CPR. They will also be looking at how close the ambulances are, and they will let you know when to go and open your door to let the crew in. Once you've opened the door, don't wait for the crew, go straight back to the person who needs help and carry on with the CPR. The person on the phone will carry on giving instructions until the crew is ready to take over. Another thing they might ask is if someone's available to wave the crew down. So if you have someone else with you, maybe a sibling or a friend, they might want to stand at the door and give a wave when the crew get near, and they can come and bring the crew in to you with the person in need. Now, I want you to have a think what risks might be present for the crew when they arrive. So, pets might be something you need to think about. It might just be the case that you need to shut your dogs or cats away behind a door just so that they are out of the way of the crew and the crew can move in and get straight to work. So just a little recap. You're going to be asked if the patient is breathing and awake. You need to know your address or go and speak to a neighbour to get your address and confirm the location on the phone. You're going to need to open the door when the call taker tells you to, and then go straight back to the person in need and carry on with the CPR. You might want to have someone ready to wave an ambulance down, and you may also need to put any pets away.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that. So, a couple of shout outs, Reef. Like just looking across the cameras is awesome, isn't it? Sarah Green and family with the giant frog and the guest dog as well. We'll see if the dog is going to do any CPR with us in a minute. And Cara and family as well. Really nice little comment in the things just about how CPR saved her husband's life. And that's exactly what we're trying to do today, isn't it? And there's many other people out there like Cara and her family that are only together because of the actions of people stepping forward. So the bit that we're all going to teach you about is step number 4, and that is how to start CPR. So parents, if you're with your children, you might need a little bit of help with this, and adults, if not, just get involved. So talk us through it, Ruth. How are you going to do it?
Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to kneel beside our person. You ready?
Yeah.
Stand by.
Whoa. None of that.
No?
Get that away. We do not do nothing.
No mouse mouth,
CPR
okay.
only.
Right. We get our arms out. We get straight arms.
See some straight arms on the
Straight
camera.
arms. Beautiful. We interlock our hands, and we're going to use this part of our hand, so the heel of our hand, in the centre of our person's chest. And we are going to lean over, and we are going to press down in the middle of their chest. Are you ready, Ben?
I'm ready, Ruth.
Is everyone ready at home? Yes. Right, let's go. Okay.
Ruth.
This is tricky.
This is tricky, and the tricky bit's keeping the right speed, isn't it, Ruth?
Yeah. How are we going to do that, Ben?
Well, luckily, when I do CPR, I just sing a song.
Do you? What song do you sing, Ben?
It's Baby Shark. Do you know it?
I don't know it, Ben. You're going to have to sing it for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ruth. I'll teach you it, and then you can have a go. And obviously, at home, if you know it, I want you to sing to help us, because I can't be doing it all on my own, and Ruth is letting us down. So, count me in, Ruth.
1, 2, 3.
Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. Ruth, you ready to join?
Good.
I'll count you in because I don't want you to miss out. Ruth, are you ready? Everyone else is doing it at home. Team at home, I think Ruth just needs some encouragement. She seems to have lost her voice. So if you can sing with us, and we'll get through it. You ready, Ruth? 1, 2, 3. Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. Well done, Ruth. Perfect.
Oh, brilliant. Right, perfect. Right, should we just do a recap of CPR,
definitely.
as that is the key thing we're learning today.
So let's watch them at home and see if they can do it just as we do it, just as quick.
All together. Right, we're going to kneel beside our person.
Perfect.
We are going to have straight arms that are interlocked, and we're going to use the heel of our hand in the middle of the person's chest, and we are going to press down to Baby Shark.
Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. Perfect. We should probably not subject anyone else
I think we can
to
try
any
that about
more
singing.
of that. I think otherwise we will start to lose people from the stream.
We will. Okay, brilliant. But then there was one more thing that we need to talk about.
We were going to do it. I didn't know if they'd be good enough, if they'd be engaged enough. But actually,
I've seen them. I think they're awesome, and I think we can do this.
All right, then. Well, this is the other step, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is something called a defibrillator or an AED, and this is something that is going to deliver a shock to our patient's heart. Now, some people, when we do, only need CPR to get their heartbeat started, and some people need to have a shock from one of these AEDs. So we're just going to talk you through what it is and how to use it for them.
Perfect. And I guess at home, Ruth, a couple of people are going to be thinking a shock, that could harm people, couldn't it? Like,
That's
what
what's
if we put
scary.
it on and we get it wrong? Is this going to harm someone?
This is not going to harm anyone. This machine is really clever, and it knows who needs to have a shock and who does not need to have a shock, so it will not deliver to the wrong type of person. So it is totally safe to use, and we encourage you to go and find it wherever it is. You might have one in your school, in a train station, in lots of different places. And if you don't know, who's going to be able to tell you then?
Lauren.
So
Or
when you
if
ring,
Lauren's not on duty,
someone else will take over.
will
So
take
if you
over.
ring 999, they will tell you where your nearest defib is, so that you can go and get it, or send someone to get it for you.
And we've had lots of schools today tell us that they've got defibs in their school ready to be used, which is absolutely fantastic.
It's amazing news.
That's what it's all about. So we'll turn this on, we'll let it run through, we'll give you a little demonstration and just show you exactly how simple this is. So green for the on button, as so, and all we're going to do is we'll just do what it says.
Call emergency medical services now.
So we'll call 999, just as we talked about. Help is on the way.
Follow the voice prompt calmly. Remove all clothing from chest and stomach.
Remove clothing
No,
from
your
the...
husband.
Oh,
Necessary.
sorry.
Patient.
The patients.
Take out the pads from the bottom of the device. Tear open the pads packaging.
So efficient.
Look closely at the picture on each pad. Peel off the pad labelled 1 and stick to the bare skin of the patient, exactly as shown in the
bare skin.
picture. Peel off the pad labelled 2 and stick to the bare skin of the patient,
So we're going to put it to
exactly
sandwich
as
the
shown
heart.
in the picture.
Perfect.
Press the pads firmly
And
to
when
the
that's
bare
all ready,
skin. Do not touch the patient.
You'll be able to see it's still green on the light.
Heart
It's going to
rhythm.
analyse. It might have to be you that presses the button because I can't reach over.
Advised. Stand
So
clear.
flash red, I'm
Press
clear.
the flashing orange button now. Deliver shock now. Press the flashing orange
Just a quick
button
press. Just
now.
tap.
Shock delivered.
Perfect.
Begin CPR
And
now.
we'll do what it says.
Press the flashing
And luckily, we don't have to sing Baby Shark anymore
first.
because this will make the noise for us to tell us how fast to go.
Perfect.
But if you want to sing, Ruth,
I'm okay.
okay,
Right, brilliant. Thanks, Ben.
perfect. So we'll turn that off
System shutting down.
so you don't have to listen to us. But shall we just quickly recap what we've talked about, Ruth? Because there was quite a lot there, wasn't there?
There was. So, should we do it in the steps? So,
Yeah, so number 1,
danger.
danger. Check the danger, check it's safe to approach a patient. Number 2,
Response.
response. So we're going to shake as we talked about, exactly as people are doing on screen in front of us now. Give them a little shake and see if they respond to us. Number 3,
Ring 999.
ring 999, get help on the way. Number 4,
CPR.
CPR. And we can see those CPR hands on the screen exactly as we've been doing. And number 5, if you've got access to it,
Defib.
a defib. If it's available, we know that CPR and a defibrillator will give people the best chance of survival. Cool. Well, thanks so much for joining us, everyone. What we've got is we've got a story from one of our volunteers. So Steve is the son of a patient that he actually saved, that we went to, and he saved his dad through doing CPR. So we're going to play that video to you really quickly and have a little think about some questions. If you've got any questions about CPR, defibrillators, or anything else, even about our helicopters and the charity, type them in the chat and we'll pick them up afterwards.
Hi everyone, my name's Steve and I'm so glad that I knew how to perform CPR. When my father collapsed after walking his dog, my mum found him within only a few minutes and managed to call 999. Luckily enough, I only live a few doors down and managed to be there pretty quickly. When I saw my father unconscious and not breathing, I knew that I had to perform CPR. I managed to perform it and keep him alive until the crew from KSS arrived. Anyone can give CPR, it doesn't matter whether you're young, you're old, you're not going to hurt them and you're not going to make that situation any worse. You have the chance to save a life, so don't be scared or worried about doing CPR. KSS cared for my dad and he's made a great recovery, but if I had not been there, things could have turned out very differently. Just remember what you have learned about CPR today and the difference that you could make. You just never know when you might need it. So why not encourage others to learn about CPR? It's something that anyone can do. One day you might find yourself in the same situation as me with your loved one or your friend, and you have those skills to make a difference. Thank you for your support and spending time with KSS today.
Should I dish some questions out?
Yeah.
Good. Lovely. Thank you for joining us. Final session. We've all gone a bit mad, so we've just got everyone in for the last bit of questions. Big shout out to George. We've noticed him on all the sessions today.
Well done, George.
Is a proper lifesaver, and obviously thank you all for joining. But he's been there for at least 3 sessions. We've noticed him on today. A proper trooper. So I'll just the questions out, and you guys can answer. That means it's probably the easiest way to do it. So Stu, do you do CPR on strangers?
Absolutely. If I was walking down the road and I had a collapse and someone did CPR on me, I hope it would be a stranger. And if it was a stranger, I'm sure we'd be friends for life.
Yeah, awesome. I couldn't agree more. So Laura, do your knees hurt after doing this all day?
So we have been doing CPR all day, as have almost 15,000 of you guys. So we are more than happy to keep on doing CPR and showing people how to do CPR just because it's so important. So we don't mind that at all.
But, I don't think I'll be able to move tomorrow.
This is also true, even though we did our stretches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Where does a helicopter land if there's no helipad? So Ruth, where do we land?
So at the our pilots and the crew, we can land anywhere that's a big enough space that's safe for us to land. We don't need to be on a helipad. We can also do that too.
Maybe landed in your back garden.
Yeah.
We've done that
or
before.
your
Yeah, we
local
definitely
or your
have.
school.
Yeah.
Or your
You
school.
might have seen
Landing
some of the
schools.
pictures, weren't they?
Yeah.
In sort of their pre-bit, if you've seen some of our pictures of some of our better landings, I say better landings, all landings good. So from Maddie, over to you, Maya. So from Maddie, what stops the heart?
Excellent
good
question, Abby. Yeah, really good question. Many things can stop the heart. However, it can be a heart attack, it can be clot, it can be salts in your blood being deranged. But it doesn't matter what stops the heart. The process to restart the heart is the same. You need to do good chest compressions, and that's what's going to save someone's life, no matter what stops it.
Yeah, definitely. We'll leave that round to Stu. Do we need to remove jewellery?
Yeah, especially if when you put the defib pads on, it's ideal to remove the jewellery out the way.
Laura, rescue breaths. So we've deliberately not talked about rescue breaths today, haven't we?
Yeah,
Tell
that's
us a
true.
bit about
And
it.
we have had this question quite a lot today. It's a brilliant question. No, you do not need to do rescue breaths. All you need to do is push on the chest and that will pump the blood round, and the blood's got oxygen in already, so you're getting oxygen to your heart and to your brain. So no rescue breaths, just those chest compressions that you showed us earlier.
Awesome. Loads of questions coming in. Thank you so much for your engagement. So, Ruth, how long should you do CPR for?
So you should keep doing it for as long as you can until you get tired, until someone else can come and take over, till the emergency services arrives.
Definitely. Maya, it can be hard work if there are 2 of you. Should you take over? How do we do it?
Absolutely, yes. So that's ideal situation. We have someone else to take over every couple of minutes. You should exchange and you should count down. So whoever's doing the chest compression at the time should count down 3, 2, 1, and the person who is going to take over is getting ready to take over immediately. So there is no gap because the continuous chest compressions are really, really key.
Yeah, perfect. I'm going to try and keep going. The questions are flying in, and we've got a couple more minutes. So it's as fast as our manager can type, to be honest. That could be the limiting factor. So, what if you break their ribs? Stu, again, we've had this question a couple of times today. What if you break the patient's ribs?
Yeah, really good question. Don't worry about breaking ribs. If you do break ribs, it shows you're doing the chest compressions really, really well.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that is a recognised side effect, isn't it? You're not going to get in trouble.
No, you won't get in trouble at all.
Laura, whereabouts do you put your hands when you're doing CPR?
Excellent question. So right in the middle of the chest. So you might know you've got a bone in the middle called your sternum. So your hands will just naturally go there and right in the centre of the patient's chest. And that will, pushing down there, presses on the heart and it makes the heart beat. Really good question. That's the same for men and women as well.
So Ruth, yeah, a situation we often find ourselves in, don't we, go to people who are injured. So what if the person looks injured and needs CPR? Do we do anything different?
No, so we do exactly the same. If their heart has stopped and they need CPR, you do CPR regardless.
Cool. And it looks like final question, so it's worked out nicely. Maya, so should you still do CPR if the person has a pacemaker or an implanted defibrillator? So they're two separate things, aren't they?
Yes,
But
they
yeah, talk
are.
us through
So,
it.
if a person has a pacemaker and they're unconscious and the heart is not breathing, you still need to have a viable heart for the pacemaker to work. So yes, absolutely, you should do a CPR on the person with a pacemaker. If they have an AD, again, AD potentially hasn't delivered what it's supposed to deliver. Hasn't delivered the shock, so you should still do a chest compressions regardless of pacemaker or AD.
Perfect. So I reckon we've got two more questions. There's one, and I've seen a smile as they type the next one. So, do you check the airway?
No, as when we spoke right at the beginning, we talked about the noisy airway, and it could be noisy, it could be snory. We don't worry about the airway. We just recognise that the patient's probably in cardiac arrest at this point, so we just start with a chest compression.
Yeah, good questions and stuff that we haven't covered. So, Laura, what do you do if it's a baby or a small child?
Really, really good question, and very sadly sometimes it is. And we would say just keep it really simple and do exactly what you have learned today. So just do what you've learned, do those chest compressions, and again call for help straight away.
Cool. And that looks pretty much like it's it for the end of the question. So, final one was how can I support the work of KSS? So, I think part of it is just signing up and supporting us on days like today, isn't it? But the other half of it is we are a charity. You'll see on the slides as this finishes, there's lots of links to our events coming up. If you want to take part in any of our events to help us fundraise, that'd be a great way to support us, wouldn't it? But other than that, just to say thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for creating a proper army of lifesavers across the southeast. 15,000 people doing CPR, so that's absolutely awesome, isn't it? So thanks very much. Good to see you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.